The Nets season has come to a shocking end, swept at the hand of the Boston Celtics. I'm Jack Roche, here to break down what went wrong for the Nets in this series, losing 116 to 112 in Game 4, and what's next for the franchise. In Monday's game, Brooklyn would fail to hold a lead for a single second in the game. In fact, you'd have to head back to the first quarter in Game 3 to find a lead for Brooklyn. Starter Andre Drummond would start but go on to play just 4 minutes in the entire game, opening up minutes for Nick Claxton, who would play 23 minutes off the bench. But Claxton quickly would become a liability, missing 10 straight free throws to open up the game, breaking a record held by Shaq for the most consecutive misses to start a playoff game. He'd finish 1 for 11 from the charity stripe. As a team, Brooklyn shot 17 of 29, under 60%, while Boston would convert on 18 of 22 attempts, shooting over 80%. But at the half, the Celtics would lead just 58-50, within striking distance for the Nets. While this lead would persist, Jason Tatum would foul out of the game, called for an offensive foul under 3 minutes remaining in the matchup. The score was just 109 to 103, the best chance for Brooklyn to make a comeback, and Kyrie Irving would nail a three-pointer to make it a one-possession game. But the core of Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, and Marcus Smart would hold solid for the team and hang on. Final score 116 to 112. Kevin Durant would finish with 39 points, the most for him in the series, but he'd shoot just 13 of 31. And all game long, the Nets failed to get in a groove. Here's Kyrie on the team's performance in Game 4.
There was a lot of thinking going on out there, you could tell. And, when that's happening, you're not playing with your instincts and the trust in the game. I don't want to say you turn into a shell of yourself, but it's just you're not having the game that you want. You're not playing in the flow and rhythm. And I give credit to the Celtics for making it tough on the defensive end, but majority of it on our end was, just trying to find a balance of who's out there with us.
While the team would collapse down the stretch, this wasn't an isolated incident. For a team that from November 18th to December 31st positioned itself in first place in the Eastern Conference standings, they would plummet in the second half and barely squeak into the play-in game. What went wrong for Brooklyn? To Steve Nash, it was the lack of continuity that served as a driving factor.
Oh, for sure. I think that's a big reason why, we were in that position of lack of continuity. Kevin having to carry such a heavy burden to keep us in the playoff picture. All those things off the floor play a role in what happens on the floor as well. So, they're tied, and there's no question that it has an impact. And over the course of the season, there's just too many things that held us back for moments and pockets.
Kyrie Irving backed this notion up as well, stating that the team simply couldn't gel.
We could start with, just us gelling as a team. More importantly, during this time, I've said it, for the last few games, down the stretch, just being able to be in spots that we're all comfortable in, having a lineup out there that, can match up well with them, stopping them from getting offensive rebounds and just being, prepared in a way that we're just playing on our instincts.
With an off season to put the pieces together and let their core gel for the first time, Brooklyn is confident that it can get right back into contention in the East. But the team does have key free agents to address, namely key contributors Bruce Brown and Nick Claxton, both on restricted free agent deals. But Kyrie Irving has a $36.5 million player option that he can decline this summer. But Irving reassured us that he's not going anywhere.
In terms of my extension, man, I really plan on going anywhere. So, this is, like I said, this is added motivation for our franchise to be at the top of the league for the next few years. And, I'm just looking forward to the summer and just building with our guys here.
What can a healthy Brooklyn team with a core of Durant, Simmons, and Irving really accomplish? What moves will the Nets make in the offseason? Well, we'll have you covered right here on WFUV Sports for all your Brooklyn Nets coverage. Signing off, I'm Jack Roche.